Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Ba'asham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great Muslim who rule well, pushing this 100% truth of the gospel, waking up and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel. And salutation and your sincere Akimat that are pushing this gospel in righteousness and sincerity, risking your lives and your freedom to do so. Alright, so this is the book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 39. Sounds like I meant Deuteronomy 32. Salakia. 32, 32, 32, verse 39. So this is the book of Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Alright, so in what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show this article, and it really reads: lynching of 7-year-old boy, resident film warned perpetrators to be brought to the book. Alright, so in third world countries, you see a lot of this situation. Jungle justice, people taking the law into their own hands, playing judge, jury, and execution, and delivering harsh judgments. Now I will say this: the penalty for thefts, because that is what this lynching was about. They will go into that in the article. I want to get this preset first. Just read this from the scriptures, before we go into the article, because this happens a lot, especially here in Nigeria, where somebody gets burnt alive or killed because they stole, because they stole food stuff, or just stole something minor, not even really that expensive, and they have to pay for it with their lives, and that is all the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. This is just an article that I'm using to bring out that fact. Alright, so this is the book of Exodus 22, and it reads: If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. And I continue: if a thief be found breaking up, meaning if he's found breaking into your house, breaking into your home, and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. So in other words, if you catch a thief breaking into your house, and then you defend your property, that's where Esau gets that law from. Where you can defend your property from anybody that is entering in illegally. There's not going to be any bloodshed for him. There's not going to be any judgment, because it won't be counted as murder. That's why you get all these. That's why Esau gets all these self-defense laws. His manslaughter charges from the scriptures. Right, so I continue from verse 3. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him, for he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. Right, if the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. So what this is talking about is that if you steal something and it is found, and you are caught, and it's still it's found in your possession, you restore double of what you have stolen. But if you steal it and it's not in your possession, you restore 4 or 5 times the amount of what you've stolen. So that is the judgment for theft. Right, a thief should not be killed in any situation, except for either when he is breaking in and entering, or secondly, if he refuses to pay back what he has stolen. But of course, the scripture also goes into how if a man steals to satisfy his hunger, or that he should not be put to death. And that's the situation that you find a lot in third world countries, like here in Nigeria. People stealing because they are hungry, because they don't have any money to buy any actual food. But yet our people, because the scriptures even go into that, would commit heinous act of putting them to death because of that, when it's not actually their fault. When they're not stealing for any, I want to say, malicious purposes. So I'll read the article a little bit before I continue on with what I want to say. So this is the article. Residents have expressed shock and disapproval over an incident where a young boy of about 7 years old was burnt to death in Lagos Wednesday for allegedly stealing cassava flakes, otherwise known as gari, describing it as barbaric. And the funny thing is that this happens a lot here in Nigeria. Not just in Nigeria, in third world countries. Every people that are caught committing a crime are just put to death. Instantly. I already talked about this in the beginning of the video. But now what you see is that because of social media age and all that, anything, any little thing that you do, will be put online for the whole world to see. So now, any small, no, no, no. So now all the, and what am I, what am I trying to say? All the little, parts of all the little parts, all the little secrets that the country has, all the little secrets that people have that they want to hide, they can now easily be exposed. It can now easily be put out there for all to see. So because there are some things that you would never have known that were happening in various countries had it not been for social media. So that's how you know that the internet was set up by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to show the whole world, to reveal the secrets that have been hidden to the whole planet. And I continue. The alleged boy was repeatedly lynched for stealing by yet to be apprehended perpetrators. The residents who reacted to the incident, Salakia, have called on Nigeria police authorities to go after the perpetrators and bring them to justice to serve as a deterrent for others. To others, Salakia. And I continue on down. One Mrs. Sharon Samuel reacted thus: "If the killers of this boy are not brought to book, then there is no hope. There is no more hope for anyone in this country. Gary Seller, maybe your Gary is meant for ritual purposes. Else you should." Okay, this is just just people making commentary on what happened. There's one part I want to get out of it. Here it is. No, it did not happen. Government reacts. However, Lagos State government, while reacting to the incident purportedly carried out in the state through the State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Steve Ayorinde, urged residents, especially users of social media as a source of news and social interaction, to be mindful of the source of their information to avoid spreading false and unsubstantiated material. This is just them trying to do damage control, right? Because they want to pretend that this kind of thing did not happen when actually not only does it happen, but it happens continuously and it cannot be stressed enough. And our people are trying to know how to use ESOS what I'm looking for. It's ESOS tactics, which is basically denying it, accusing it of being fake news, denying the charges that are being brought up against them, because I can't say for sure if this situation actually happened or not, but I know for a fact that this situation can happen. I know it happens more often than people here in this country would like to admit. Okay, so now you can clearly see from the article that the boy's only sin was theft, and in that situation you have to ask, where his parents, where were his parents, because 7 is still the age of a child. But being that young does not being that young does not exempt you from judgment, And what happened to him was pretty harsh. There was another statement I wanted to bring out, because when I was reading this article, a lot of things were coming to mind. There's another statement I want to bring out. Not this one. Okay, no, not this one. Okay, yeah, it is. This was the one I was reading before, so I'll continue from the top. One Miss Sharon Samuel reacted thus: "If the killers of this boy are not brought to the book, then there is no more hope for anyone in this country. Gary Seller, maybe your Gary is meant for ritual purpose. Else, why should you raise an alarm that caused the death of this boy? Don't blame Buhari, but our wicked world. The end is more than near," Sharon said. And the funny thing is that that's actually prophetic. The scripture goes into that in the book of Matthew 24. I don't know the exact verse where it says that the love, because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. People are going to be getting more and more heartless in the coming days, and this is what you should expect to be coming to Babylon the Great. This kind of situation where people will be taking the law into their own hands, and that's what Second Ezra the 15th chapter talks about. When people have less and less trust for their established government, they start to perform all these acts of jungle justice, start to play judge, jury, and executioner, because they believe that the government will not be able to execute they will not be able to execute proper judgment for proper judgment for them. They will start to take the matters into their own hands. And it's what you should be expecting in the coming times, because the civil unrest is coming, and it's not going to be a situation where it will come, little by little. You start seeing it coming and you can start preparing up for it. No, it's going to come in an instant. Where you basically wake up to the violence in the streets, to martial law, to people shooting each other, to people shooting each other in the streets, and anarchy, complete anarchy everywhere. All right, so that's what I was saying, is that this is all the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We always go into this, always bring out articles of where people were judged by the Most High, and showing you that this is how Yahweh Bashim Yahushua works. Right, he clearly paid for the sins that he committed in his past life. Going into Exodus the 20th chapter, where he talks about how that he visited the iniquity of those that hate him, even up to the third and the fourth generation. Second, and he visited the iniquity of to the third and the fourth generation of those that hate him. But it's still basically saying the same thing. But this is what the Most High has put up. He has sent out those spirits of judgment. He sent out those spirits of vengeance, which, of course, one of the spirits of vengeance being fire. That's what it was used, to take this young man, to take this child's life, that fire. So anyway, I think I'm just going to end it there. I didn't want to really bring out too much things. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba Sham Yahweh Shai, Ba Sham Rachak Wadash, Wa Abad Babal. Shalom.